Wait, this isn't Mondstadt. What are we doing here? Welcome to Standard Only. We've got a ton of things that I need to do today because apparently my week has taken a turn and a lot of things have happened, so we're gonna rant for a little bit. Let's go over what I've actually done off screen as normal. We now have 3 wishes that we can use in just a bit, along with a little bit of Primo Gems that we were given for free from the last update. More importantly, though, I have worked on a couple of characters off screen, though not by much. I've started Lanyan's Ascension gathering with her boss, and then immediately stopped, realizing that I would rather shoot myself in the foot. So instead, I decided to go off and prepare Auroron for level 80. I still need to collect a couple of glowing horn shrooms and the Tyrant's Fangs, because I haven't done that yet, but he is about ready. Xingqiu is going to be next. I have gathered up, or started at least doing some silk flowers. I need to do them today as well, and then we will be fine on that. Beidou is on the sideline at the moment. Haven't really done anything with her because we are looking to level up Eonson. There she is. Eonson has the ensnaring gaze, which is from the stupid papilla that I'm not entirely sure I can even kill. But we are going to level up Eonson eventually, and Eonson will be replacing Beidou in this team, because testing it on my main account, Eonson actually did a wonderful job here, so that's great. In other sort of weird, wacky ways, I have done a little bit on Diluc's team, but not much. Rosaria's 80. I have, unfortunately, started working on Charlotte. I now have most of her things ready to bring it to 70, and then eventually bring her up to 80, because at this point, it looks like we are not going to get Layla or Diona, which would be way better, but nah, it's whatever. Other than that, though, most things that have happened have been real-life stuff. I got a full-time job for the first time in 3 years, so that's worrying, because I no longer have any idea how much time I'm going to have to edit this series, but we'll find out. Anyway, wish time. 6 wishes. I'm not entirely sure whether or not we're even guaranteed a purple today. I didn't even check because I was lazy, but no, with enough hopes and dreams, we might get something. But apparently not. Come on. I'd like a nice little character. Oh, would you look at that? A nice little character, maybe? Oh! Oh! Hello, Benny! You took your sweet-ass time. Now that's a nice little character indeed. Bennett, man. Okay. These are both going to be blue. I'm just going to use them. I don't really care. Okay. Yo, Bennett, though. Okay. We finally have one of the most required characters for this entire account. Acquired. Bing, bang, bosh. All it took was a little bit of complaining, and what do you know? We get a Benny. Benny's getting experience books right away. Yeah, you're going right the hell up there. Get up there. I don't care. Make you 40 at least. I don't think I can. No, I cannot. Okay. Holy crap, Benny. Oh, wait. We have Benny's skin. Hell yeah. What? Why? Okay. Regardless of that, though, actually having access to Bennett is massive for this account, because we are most likely still going to pick up Bennett from the shop, by the way. I think I should mention this, because Benny's C1 makes it so that his attack increase does not have an HP restriction, and it just boosts more. This is one of the best constellations in the entire game, and I think we are still going to pick this up from the shop. But what that means is that we no longer have to worry about having a functional Bennett. Bennett will just be available in his, like, I guess not his perfect form, because obviously we're not going to get True Explorer for a while. But he's going to be so good at being a support that we have an international team if worst comes to worse, which isn't awful. Let me show you a little bit. Now with a proper Bennett basically secured, although give or take it's going to take a while to get to the point, Lanyan actually has one of her best teams available to her, which is going to look like this. This is an old-style international team that uses Vape from Bennett and Xiangling, being, you know, 2 of the best characters in the universe, because they're Bennett and Xiangling, together with Xingqiu to create Vapes, and Lanyan to be the swirl activator that just basically deals damage on field while everyone else is off field doing their thing. Normally, you could play someone like Sucrose here, because Sucrose is also very good for an international team, and because we don't have Fischl, we can't do the real one, which would have had Fischl in here instead of someone, and you can do both Rainbow Shenanigans and the, like, what was the old school one? It was like Shang Yun. God, I don't remember. Shang Yun, Fischl, Xiangling Bennett? No. Anyway, who cares? A bunch of these old school patch 1.0 characters that are just extremely good. This is an actual sick team. The thing with this is we still need to farm the emblem domain for 2 characters here. Both Jingshou and Jiangling both need emblem in order to kind of function. So they definitely need to be built on that. Bennett, of course, is going to run Noblesse at some point when we get the power to do that. And then Lan Yan is just going to exist with Veritas and Werner on as much power as we could possibly give her. The thing with this now is that Lan Yan in this particular team can actually run basically full elemental mastery and act as nothing but a swirl driver because her spot is usually taken up by Sucrose. So it kind of works out. You can very easily, because we do in fact have Sucrose, do this, and the team will work perfectly fine. I like Lan Yan though, so we're gonna have cute little Lan Yan in there. I don't think this team right now is going to do any damage, but what this actually means is that we're gonna have to do some work on her. And that's not something I'm necessarily looking forward to, because that means we are going to need to fish a lot of fish. Honestly, oh, wow. Thanks, Raiden. What an interesting turn of events, honestly. I was not ready for that at all. Bennett is such a good character to pick up. Just to have him available is insane. Sadly, we don't really have a good weapon for Bennett yet, because he needs the highest attack we could possibly give him. And most of our attack stuff is hot doo-doo at the moment. I also forgot that this is the Electro one, so I don't even know why I went in with this team. This team can't do anything here. Still takes quite a while to defeat this domain, to be honest, but the double artifact thing is going on, so I figured we're just going to use as much as we can on that. Defense head, I don't care. Physical damage bonus is funny. HP, I don't think anyone wants in the current getup. This one is definitely not awful. We can lock this one for now. That is... Ooh! Energy recharge, elemental mastery, attack crit rate at flat attack. That's actually very good. If that would have been crit damage, I would have been happier. But for most characters that need energy recharge, that is a good piece. We're gonna have to compensate a lot to make that work. But, like, as far as pieces go, I can't ask for much more than that. Alright, let's do number 2. Technically uses up all of our attempts, but who cares? Dendro damage isn't that good on that one. Crit rate, energy recharge, attack percent isn't entirely awful either, I guess. Why did that Sans have to be on Yoimiya's set? Oh, that's so good. I'm keeping it. I don't care. It's double crit attack Sans. It's so good, though. Oh my god, Lan Yan can use it. Holy shit, Lan Yan has an fucking offset Sans. Holy crap, hang on. We could do Lan Yan improvements. I can't believe it, because this one isn't that good, but this one has the potential to be extremely good. Roll that. Roll it. Roll it. Roll it. To get energy recharge, yay. Roll it. Literally everything except flat attack here, I guess, is really good. Of course, yeah. I don't know what I expected. We're still gonna roll it up to max, honestly. I want to see where this goes. Oh my god, you're kidding me. No shot. Oh, this is a sad day for everyone involved. Wow. I don't even know what to say here. That's impressive. I have reshapes. You know what? I'm going to reshape this. I don't care. We are not going to have that many of these, but this is like a very nicely statted thing. I want to reshape it. That's still awful. I'm gonna keep it. It's better than flat attack, but that's really sad. At least it's a fully leveled piece now. Wow, that's depressing. Right, from one depressive artifact to the next, I guess. We now have a bunch of condensed resin that I wish to use before I have to do other things. So, attack sense with horrible substats. Flower with horrible substats. That is a pretty cool hat. Not gonna lie, pretty cool, but unfortunately it is attack percent, so it doesn't really do much for us, but it's there, I guess. There's another condensed attack. Oh, actually, double crit. That's very, very good. We will happily take that. So, for the time being, I am going to let Zhang Ling hold on to potential pieces, because I think that is just much easier. It isn't quite as good as this one, but it does have crit damage on it, which we are going to need. We also have this one that is pretty good, and not that one. Yeah. There's also this one, which is double crit and energy recharge, which we put on Xingqiu for the time being. But we're gonna start rolling this. Obviously, crit damage is gonna activate here. Oh, we got a double on that. Nice. Can we get crit rate or crit damage? Crit rate is very cool. Crit damage is very cool. Crit damage is very cool. Oh my god, it's a celebration day today. Perfect piece. Sweet. You know, the rolls, actually, I think the rolls are pretty high on this one. 9.7 out of 2. Actually, crit rate roll might be a little bit low. I'm not entirely sure, but those two, that is very nice for a flower. Yeah, the two other substats suck, but like that's good. I don't mind that at all. We are also going to roll the one that is currently on Xingqiu with the 4 pieces on it that are good. Because I'm curious. Crit rate on that one too is a very good start. Energy recharge here is actually a very good stat, surprisingly. That is less of a good stat. Can't all be super winners. Oh, that's so sad. At that point, I don't think it's worth rolling anymore. We'll just keep it as it is, and if we ever get a, if we ever get 2 more feathers, we're just gonna use them on that piece, maybe. That's very, very sad. There's also this one that could roll really well, I guess. But, look, again, they can't all be winners. We have a couple of flowers in this set that are just very, very good. This one is also potentially outstanding. We have options, but this one, I'll take this one. This one is fine and fucking dandy. Holy. Okay, but we've had a good day so far. Let's keep going. Give me something cool here. Oh, actually, electro damage, energy recharge, crit EM on set is not actually awful. That is a Beidou piece, most likely. Like, I'm unsure whether or not we are actually going to play Beidou now, because we have the international team that we can run with Lanyan. But I'll be honest and say, any piece that we get for Beidou is not a complaint. That is very, very good, actually. Huh. I don't know entirely whether or not we are going to choose to play Beidou now, because the international team for Lanyan is slightly better. But there is a possibility later on that we need to play Electro Charged. And if we are not playing Yansan, which has her own quirks, that's very good. It's also an Electro Goblet that doesn't suck complete poo-poo. So, you know, we'll be happy with that. All right, let's quickly grab another pull then and see what we can fish out of this. A Pyro Damage Goblet, but unfortunately this Pyro Damage Goblet is very, very bad. A flower that is not awful, but not needed. And, I mean, like 2 good stats on this feather is nice, but double defense roll doesn't make it worth rolling, I don't think. Like, I have my limits, all right? Like, I could take one of the crit stats not being there if every other stat is good. But if you're looking at double defense, like, I'm sorry, that's not happening. I have limits, all right? And the final thing for this today, we get a bunch of flowers and feathers. That flower isn't entirely awful, I guess. Oh, another flower with double crit on it! Oh, you're being so nice today, game. I don't know why you're giving me so many, like, flowers, because necessarily I don't need that many, but, like, I'll take it. Let's have a look at Xingqiu again. Xingqiu's flower was the one that, unfortunately, did not roll extremely well, but I think this one had almost the same. It doesn't have energy recharge on it, but it has elemental mastery instead, which isn't, again, awful. It's actually pretty good. This one is also a 5-roller, which potentially could be great. We've got some materials. Let's stuff it in and see what happens. Of course. 1 dead stat is okay. If it rolls another dead stat, we'll kill it. Crit rate is fine and dandy. Double crit rate is pretty good. Crit damage is hella decent. Oh my god, what's happening today? Like, yeah, okay, that is one roll into defense, which is arguably very, very bad. But 14% crit rate, 14% crit damage on a flower is not bad at all. That is really good. If that roll went into Elemental Mastery, if it had to miss, this might have been perfect. I'm not gonna be upset about it, though. One dead roll, I think, is okay. That's insane. This is still a much better, like, statistical piece, but because it rolled so much into defense, it sucks. This one also rolled a bunch into defense, which kind of blows. See, that's a good piece, though. I'm not gonna be angry. That's perfectly okay. I'll take it. Holy crap. This boy needs a lot more crit than the rest, too, so I'm actually very happy about that. I don't mind it at all. This crit damage one could be good, but I'd much rather have a crit rate like this. But that is, unfortunately, not something we're going to be able to do here, I don't think. Most of the ones that we found are actually just crit damage, I'm noticing. Like, almost every single one that we've got is crit damage, including this one. That's a shame. Oh, that's so good, though. I believe this wants... He doesn't want energy recharge. He wants attack percentage. That's shocking to me. I could have sworn that he would have wanted energy recharge, like this, right? Apparently not. Huh. Well, shit. You live and learn, I guess. I did not know that. I guess because he runs an energy recharge weapon, he doesn't need it as much, actually. Now that I'm thinking about it. No, you want an energy recharge one. Okay. Look, I'm just very confused as to how any of this works at all. We'll put this on her, I guess. We're doing, we're doing some artifact leveling today. We're gonna get crit rate unlocked on this. Use whatever rest we have, which apparently isn't that much, and that's fine. We have a lot of rerolls to do as well, but I kind of wanted to do a couple of upgrades today. If this rolls into only attack and crit rate, I think this could be a really good piece for Shangling. But we'll have to see. Right, let's think of a scam box here for a second, because there's a lot of things that we technically need to scam box a little bit. Actually, let's just talk about the teams that I have planned now, because everything keeps changing, and everything's a weird, wacky place, and it's kind of whatever. This is the original Diluc team, and I'm not entirely sure whether or not we are actually going to be playing this team in the Spiral Abyss anymore, unless there is some sort of need to do so. There are a couple of enemies, like the Tulpas and a couple of other Hydro-based enemies that this team would do really well against, so we might have to play it against some things. But for normal everyday use, I don't think this team is that relevant anymore, so we'll kind of put this on the back burner and leave it as is. We have the Tighnari team, which I am definitely going to be playing. I am going to sub this out to play Kale instead, so that we're playing Tighnari, Kuki, Kale, and either Lisa or... Okay, I couldn't remember what my original plan here was, so let's just say it's Lisa and move on. Lisa does help by doing some defense shred, and it works. But if we gain access to anything that is slightly better, we will probably play that instead, but this team should do just fine. We also then have Lanyan's team, which is probably going to look like this now once both Bennett and Jangling are built, because being able to do both swirls with Lanyan and doing the whole international shenanigans that's going on here is insanely good. So at the beginning of November, this is definitely the team we're going to be focusing on, and we're probably going to start building this team, like, today. It's that important. And then we have the original team that we can play Electro Charged in as well, and in case that we one day pick up Aoife will be taking Lanyan's spot here for the Electrocharge team, just in case. Because this team is still very powerful. You could switch out Beidou for Fischl and it would be significantly better, but I digress. But with Aoife here, that is a second team that we can actively play. We could also play Sucrose here to do kind of the same thing that they're already doing, but I prefer to have a driver that actually does damage, so yeah. But there's so many potential teams now that we can actually build and do, which is very, very nice. What I think I'm going to do scambox-wise, because we were talking about this artifact is the hardest for us to farm for Tighnari specifically, because Tighnari wants to play Wanderer's Troop. Wanderer's Troop is only really available from defeating bosses, and I think we're going to scambox for this just to get as much as possible. Physical damage bonus isn't that great. Oh my god! What in the hell is this? Yeah, the other substats here are doggy doo-doo, but an on-set Dendro damage bonus with double crit. The crit rate roll blows. I don't care. Elected, that one's not as good. That one's not as good either. No. Maybe. Definitely no. 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 No again. Nuh-uh. Holy shit, that piece has insane potential. Watch it roll nothing but HP. We'll add everything again that we didn't save. We'll try one more time. That's not very good. That is an onset attack, but it's got nothing that I want on it. Nope. We'll do it again. Scam me, Scambox. No, thank you. Alright, one more. Scam me, Scambox. Could have been close. Holy moly, though. I don't care about that at all. Give me my boy. Holy hello. Onset Dendro damage double crit goblet? Fuck, we don't have anything. Never mind. I have a couple of, like, these old pieces that we are not going to be using for anything. We can use these to upgrade this one. I'm gonna sit down on the floor. You're not gonna hear it, but I am currently knees on floor. Please let this roll into crit. This would do an insane amount for this account, specifically. I know that we've had our differences, and I know that you gave me a god piece today. But I'm going to ask you again. Please consider helping this account. It's not bad. Ooh. I'm going to hold on to that because that is such a potentially good piece. Holy. I'm very happy about that. That could be insane. I don't remember what else we put on him. We have a double crit flower, which is good, but there's like no attack on it. Double crit attack thing here is good. This one has crit rate, so it's not as good, but it's still onset. But now we have the potential of switching it. For some reason, people play Elemental Mastery in this slot, and I'm not... Wow, that was... Whoa, I am sorry. What a fucking voice crack. Holy, I've never had one of those. I'm not entirely sure why they do that. There's probably some calculations because of spread, meaning it deals more damage. I'm presuming, right? The positive thing about that is that we do have a couple of Elemental Mastery pieces that could potentially be played here, especially this one that we have, we could slap on Tighnari, which means that the crown slot would have to be on set. But we have a crit damage one, and again, most people do play crit damage here, so it's not awful. Like, if we do this as an example, obviously this doesn't have any crit rate on it, so it is kind of pee-pee-poo-poo. But there's potential in the entire artifact set here, and that is scary. Because if we take this away and we actually go with this Elemental Mastery one instead, there is such great potential in Tighnari's kit here. Also, our slingshot still has like 10% extra crit rate available. Oh my god, it is looking up for this account. I'm so happy about it. This is insanity. Oh my god, I forgot we eventually get a Tighnari constellation. Wait. Oh my god, that's 15% extra crit rate. Oh, right. I completely forgot I did this. There was another character that I pre-farmed, and that was Tighnari. Whoops. Let's go level up Tighnari. Alright, an almost silly amount of time later, I've gathered all of the lotuses that we have available on the map at the moment, because a lot of them are locked behind either world quests, or the Archon quest, or, God forbid, the Aranara quest, which I don't even want to think about right now. So we've got at least one ascension, and I will pick up the rest before the next episode if I can care to remember. We do need a couple of these, though, and I'm not entirely sure how we're looking on this front, because I'm pretty sure we're looking pretty grim at the moment, but at least we have enough to ascend him up to 70, which I suppose is nice. So let's really quickly do that and bring Tighnari up to level 70. He is getting where we need him to be. Let's bring him up to level 70 as well, because we're going to need to, and we are out of Mora. We do have enough boss drops at the very least, so I have done that. Look at me go. we're gonna see if we can prepare 6 of these as well, because I think we have just enough to do so. And we do. Very cool. We don't need any more boss drops, as I said, so we can just kind of stick on that for now. And Tighnari will be ready to ascend soon-ish. I can only make 10, darn. Okay, we still need a couple of lotuses, and we need Mora, I guess. But at the very least, he's ready and prepared. Kale would be next, and we need to do this boss even more. I don't want to think about that right now. Let's not. Let's not. Let's just not. Oh, we got an in-battle thing. Yeah! Okay, we are gonna go out and get some Mora, because I really want to see how Tighnari's artifact goes before the end of this video, so, yeah. Alright, some money later, we're tanking it all into the piece. We gotta do it. I need to see what it rolls. I am so curious. If this rolls, I think crit damage is best possible. I am pretty sure that's gonna be it. We'll find out. Whatever. Go. Crit rate is not a complaint. This piece is so good. On-set Dendro with double rolls into crit rate and a crit damage roll. I got nothing. That's so good. That is so good. 47%. We have 10% more weighting on this. Actually, we have more. I think Slingshot's 37, right? So, like, that's, say, 15% more then. Oh my god, we're gonna be so clear. We're gonna be so good on Tighnari. We might actually just keep this, because EM and attack percent are both good stats, so... Oh my god, I am at a loss. This is really good. I would have preferred to have more attack somewhere, because almost none of our things have attack substats, which does kind of suck. But holy shit, we have such a team going on here. Now, I know for a fact that there is one more thing we can do this episode that I am going to need to start doing, whether I really want to or not. But sadly, I can't avoid it any longer. We're gonna have to go pick up the catch, and to do that, we're gonna need to fish. If I remember correctly, we need like 6 Medakas. Because with 6 Medakas, we can buy the baits needed to fish for the catch. I might be wrong here, but I think it's something like that. We're also gonna have to go around and collect an absolute ton of Sakura blooms. Because for some godforsaken reason, we need the fly fish bait, which comes from Sakura blooms. So, this is just gonna be me for the next, I don't know, hour of my life. Now, to quickly show everybody the reason why we are actually fishing, we are fishing for this weapon right here, in arguably one of the strongest free-to-play weapons in the entire game, the catch. The catch is an energy recharge polearm that increases elemental burst damage and elemental burst crit rate to an absolutely astonishing degree, because again, you can upgrade it using Akko's Sake Vessel to Refinement 5 for free. This is Zhangling's inarguable best free-to-play weapon. I think you could use the Jade Winged Spear also, but like it's so unremarkable. Just use the catch. This thing is outstanding. It gives burst damage, it gives crit rate, it gives energy recharge, which together with her set already powers it up anyway. It's so good. So, I'm going to get the fish line stabilizer real quickly, because we are going to need this. It's going to make it much easier to fish. Alright, Nantuck, I believe you have the recipes for the bait that I need? Yes, so what we're going to need is we are going to need 2 of these baits. We're going to need the fake fly bait and the false worm bait. The fake fly bait is by far the one we're going to need the most, because those are used for both the golden koi and rusty koi, as well as the puffer fish. But to catch the anglefish, which is the difficult one for this, we are going to need false worm bait eventually. So I'm just going to off-screen start fishing, honestly. There's going to be so much fishing that we need to do anyway. I'm just going to do that on my own, because if you guys have to sit through me fishing for the weapon, I think you're all going to go insane. But by... What are you looking at, Tighnari? Jeez. By this time next week, hopefully, I'll have the weapon in my possession and we can start doing that as well. I'll also be farming some Mora off-screen in the coming weeks, as well as some boss materials for both Bennett and Zhangling, most likely, because they are going to need to be leveled up in order to prepare for their team. Regardless, though, I know this was a bit of a chaotic episode, but sometimes we need those too. We don't need to progress the game all the time, because progressing our characters is by far more important than doing the Archon quest, so... whatever. If you want to support the channel, consider becoming a member for a couple of bucks. It buys me a coffee every month. It makes more episodes. Anyways, if you enjoyed the episode, leave a like and comment. Do the thing that YouTube likes you doing so that we get more viewers. I am aiming for 5,000 subscribers by the end of the year, so if you haven't subscribed, do consider doing so. We are at 3,500 as of the recording of this video. Let's get that shit up there. Anyway, thank you all for watching, and remember to stay safe out there.